Alrighty, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, as your New York Knicks demolish the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 136 to 110. Let's go. We asked for a dominant win from this squad, and we got a dominant win from this New York Knicks team as they take care of business in the Garden. That is now 4 straight games, ladies and gentlemen, for the New York Knickerbockers. And I got to be honest with you, they look really, really great tonight against the Pacers. Look, the Pacers are tanking. They're not a good team. I think that they tied their most losses in franchise history. So if you're a Knicks fan, that feels good because the Pacers have had our number over these last few years in the playoffs especially. And look, you have won 4 straight now. You're 20 games over 500. You're 44-25 on the season. Josh Hart with an incredible basketball game tonight for the New York Knickerbockers. And now you're at a point in the season where clearly you're watching the standings. You're a game behind Boston now. You clearly want to get that 2 seed. But now you're in the point where you want to build good habits. And along the way, it was nice to see Mr. Josh Hart just have an incredible basketball game for this Knicks team, as well as many others that we'll talk about. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Smash the subscribe button, like button. There's a new hype button. Ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. YouTube just introduced a new hype button. So if you guys would kindly hit the hype button, that would be incredible. Joel, what's going on? Appreciate you, Joel. 45-25. Joel in the chat. Let's go. 45-25, 20 games over 500. Wayne, the member. Appreciate you, Wayne. As always, salute to the members in here. Let's go, Knicks. And no Jalen Brunson in this game. We'll get to the box score in a second, but no Jalen Brunson in this game. That gives him 4 days off, and you're at the point of this in the season where you want to get these guys healthy. You want to get them rest. You want to get them right for next month when the playoffs start, because that's in a month, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, it's crazy. I can't even wait for that to happen, right? So now you're going to see the Knicks picking and choosing when to get guys off, who to play in certain situations, but at the same time, they want to build good habits. So a hell of a game for the New York Knickerbockers as they demolish the Indiana Pacers 136 to 110. We're going to start off tonight by just talking extremely well about Mr. Josh Hart. I would like to say this was probably his best game as a New York Knick, right? His best game as a New York Knick. 33 points, 12 of 13, 5 of 5 from 3. 5 of 5 from 3. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals in only 26 minutes. He did not play the fourth quarter. He didn't play. Could have had a 40 spot on the Pacers if he wanted to. Confident in his shot. As soon as he's catching the ball, he's shooting it. And obviously it looks better when it's going in. And just A+++ game for Hart, man. One shot. I think MSG put a graphic up that the field goal percentage, he is now number 1 in front of like Bernard King. I think he shot like 95% from the field, right? Something crazy. So Josh Hart, man, kind of making Knicks history tonight in 33 points. One shot missed. It's crazy. The rebounding. And look, all the talk with the benching of Josh Hart, and we have some interesting quotes from one of the Knicks reporters, James Edwards III, saying that it wouldn't be Josh Hart if it was a shakeup to the starting lineup. It would probably be Mr. Mikal Bridges if there were ever a shakeup to the lineup, and you would insert Landry Shamet. And look, Josh Hart, incredible. Now, what more can I say? Anytime he's shooting the ball like that with confidence, it's lights out, man. It's lights out. And we know Josh Hart to be the oil in the engine for this Knicks team. And when he has an amazing game like this, obviously, it leads to a dominant win. at least to a dominant win. Buzzer Beater's in the chat. What's going on, Buzzer Beater? Appreciate you in the chat, Buzzer Beater. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Eddie says, good ball movement tonight. Great ball movement tonight, Eddie. And speaking of the ball movement, 14 assists in that first quarter for the New York Knickerbockers. According to MSG, that I believe that's the most in a quarter all season. I know a lot of people are going to point to no Jalen Brunson. That's why the ball was moving in the first quarter, right? But I saw a lot of jokes on X, especially on Knicks account, saying that the ball was moving in the first quarter and we had an amazing first quarter. And look, the Pacers were open up this game on fire. Like, they could not miss at all. And I'm sitting there like, man, I don't know what's in the water when these opponents come to New York or the hotel rooms, but man, we got to get someone to like pull a fire alarm on these opponents in their hotel room. Like, they just can't miss. Pacers started the game lights out, swish after swish after swish. You know, better start in the first for the New York Knicks, and that's been a talking point lately. Is that these starts in these basketball games have been brutal for this team. And better start offensively. Ball was moving. I mean, they give you a 14 assists in the first quarter. Hell yeah, right? You love that, man. And Alvarado finally hit as soon as he saw it go in, he hit 4 of them. First 3 hit ever since February for Alvarado, the end of February. Right? For Jose Alvarado, 16 points, 4-7 from 3, 10 assists for Jose. 16 and 10 for Mr. Alvarado. And then this Knicks team finishes the game with 38 assists. Look at that. 38 assists for this Knicks team. Let's go. Let's go. You love that, man. When the ball is moving like that, and I know Mikal, 10 points, had an injury scare in that first quarter. I honestly thought he just missed the layup. But Mikal has always is obviously his name has been in the forefront in the media lately. And on podcasts and obviously on here. He gives you 10 points. Defensively, I thought he was really good tonight. And he gives you the 5 assists, 4 rebounds. But he's just struggling with a shot right now. You know, 2 of 6, 4 of 12 overall. But plus 28 on the night. Highest plus minus on the New York Knicks. Mikal's just struggling with a shot. And I wonder, like, if he's battling an injury. Like, normally ankles don't really turn like that unless they're already susceptible to being injured when he probably injured that ankle before. So I'm wondering if he's like low-key hurt and he just wants to keep up with his streak, right? Because if that's the case, like, come on, like take a week, man. Get your mind right, get your body right. I know you love the streak, but we need you next month, man. And look, the minutes have kind of been scaled back for him, but I'm just hoping that he's healthy, right? I'm just hoping health isn't the factor for him. He's short on a lot of the mid-range stuff. You know, the shot just isn't falling right now. And he twisted the ankle in the first, but he stayed in the game, gutted it out, and he was a plus 28 on the night. And defensively, I thought he was really good tonight defensively. I thought, in my opinion. And look, we can go down the list, man. OG Anunoby was dominant, man. 26, 10, and 13. He couldn't miss. He was full force, full head of steam downhill. And literally no one can guard OG Anunoby on the Pacers currently. Pacers have no one that can guard him, and he knew that. Gives you 26 and 29 minutes, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And the threes are starting to fall for Mr. OG Anunoby. 4 or 5 from 3. You know, this was a really good win. Like a really good team win for this Knicks team. And we'll talk about the rotations. No Mohamed Diawara until, you know, the garbage time, which I thought was interesting. Clarkson again gives you 10 points off the bench. Mitch was amazing. Shamet is still struggling with the shot. It's crazy. Shamet is can't hit anything right now from 3, right? And got into it with what is his name, Jackson on the Pacers, which I love. So a feel-good win for the New York Knickerbockers, ladies and gentlemen. L Figgy's in the building. Line of Clear's in the building. What's going on? Tendro. What's going on, Tendro? Josh Hart, OG Cat, all played incredible. Daniel, what's going on? Castro, what's good? W. Wayne says Alvarado also did a solid job at point guard. He really did. He really did. I didn't really know what to make of it, but it's funny because the jokes were happening in the first. It's like maybe the guy that we should take out of the lineup is Jalen Brunson. I'm like, come on now, because they were awesome in the first. They were obviously hitting your shots cures all, and I'm like, come on guys, like seriously. But no, like the faster pace does help everyone, kind of, right? Alvarado brings a faster pace, a different look, and it leads to open looks. Look, Brunson's assists have been up this month, so, but it was just nice to see Alvarado just fit right in with the starters, and it just looked great. Like I wouldn't have changed that at all. Like Alvarado was just incredible, and obviously, anytime your point guard gives you 4 threes and a point guard that has been struggling tremendously from behind the arc, he's 4-7 tonight. Anytime he does that, I'm like, sign me up for that, because he has been shooting 35% this year, but he has been going through a massive slump. And to be quite honest, the assists have been kind of up when he's been in the game. Like he's been finding Cat, he's been finding Shamit, but Shamit's going through some shooting slump right now. But yeah, Jose, it's good. It's good to see him get out of the funk that he was in from 3, right? It's good to see that. It really is. It really is. And look at the starters. Look at the starters from 3. OG gives you 4 or 5. Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, I don't think I've ever seen him this year hit 2 step-back threes, and we saw 2 of them tonight. And he's been playing incredible lately. I think he's now the second best rebounder in the NBA. I think Jokic is ahead of him, jumped ahead of him. But I don't think we've seen 2 step-back threes from Cat. Like, we haven't seen that type of offense from him this year. And he hit 1. I'm like, okay. He hit the second. I'm like, okay, Cat, let's go. So Cat gives you 2 threes, 22 and 11. 3 steals for Big Cat. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Great win tonight. Honestly, we need to lay off Bridges. How many plays did we call for him tonight, or how many times did we put him in position to do his thing? Why are we letting him post? Yeah. Look, laying off Bridges. He's going through a funk. He's going through a shooting slump. He's going through a funk. The offense, he just hasn't. It's funny. Now the offense, Cat has got the offense now down pat, right? He seems like he's comfortable. Now it's kind of shifted to Mikal. It's like pass the baton for who's uncomfortable within this offense. Now Mikal, but I just think it's a shooting slump for him. And obviously people are going to point out the effort and amongst other things. But defensively, on-ball defender, he's been kind of disappointing this year. He's more of a, defender in the passing lanes and getting those tips and deflections and stuff like that. He's been really good at, and reading passes and getting those fast break steals that he was really good at this year. But yeah, it's all about April for me, man. I mean, I got on him last game. I did. I mean, he's just been playing back. He has been. He got to snap out of it. Mike Brown's has noticed it. And it's becoming a rumor now that, maybe there will be a change in the starting lineup, and maybe that change will be Mikal. But as long as these Knicks keep winning, I don't think there's going to be a change. Like, I don't think we're going to see a change from now until the end of the season. I think the next change we're going to see in the starting lineup isn't going to be until the playoffs. Like, if the Knicks are back up against the wall like we were last year when we went down 2-0 to the Pacers and Tom Thibodeau had to do something. So I don't think we're going to see a change until the playoffs. But, anytime Hart plays like this, like, you clearly can't take him out of the starting lineup, right? But tonight was just an amazing basketball game from Josh Hart. Joel says, finally a good win against the Pacers. I know, right? Man, oh man. Mo D only 6 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, like that was a little bit weird, right? If you want to like dissect the minutes and the rotation. That was a little bit weird. But I'm okay with it. Like you beat him by 26. And he did have a rookie type performance last game, pretty bad. But like I'm not sure this is going to keep up. I hope it doesn't, and I don't think it will. But one thing is clear is that Jordan Clarkson is for sure going to be in the rotation from here on out. For sure. For sure. It's crazy, man. He just keeps on doing it. Veteran presence, energizer off the bench. He just keeps on doing it. He just keeps on getting in the paint and keeps on making those push shots. He's like an Isaiah Hartenstein, but like a foot smaller. And when he's getting inside and getting in his paint and getting into spots, like he's always finding himself around the rim and making those shots. And he's been really good this year around the rim. And from 3 too. So Clarkson has just been incredible. Ever since they inserted him back in the rotation, you know. But in terms of Mo D, I don't think this is going to. I just think it was a one-off. He had a bad game last game. You know, maybe Mike Brown starts Alvarado. Mike Brown wanted to get Kolek in there. Kolek gives you 21 minutes and three points, 5 assists for Mr. Tyler Kolek, 2 steals. So I just think Mike Brown looked at this basketball game. The Knicks as a whole looked at this basketball game, and I'm not going to. This was kind of like a test game for the Knicks because they sat Jalen Brunson. They're resting him. You give him as many days off if he's dealing with they're calling it a neck and an ankle. So give him as many days off. It's been a long season. Everyone else is load managing, right? Everyone else is load managing. So I think the Knicks looked at this one. The Pacers, they stink. They're without a ton of people. Mike Brown just wanted to see different looks out there. You know, this was kind of like a preseason game within the regular season, and Mike Brown was just throwing stuff out there to test things. And I don't think that tells us that Mo D is not in the rotation. I just think it was one of those games where the Knicks looked at it like, look, let's start Alvarado, let's bring in Kolek, and let's just play with the rotation, the double big lineup we saw more and more. So that's, remember I mentioned the last game, that lineup is becoming more and more apparent that Mike Brown loves that lineup. And I do too. And it works, right? It works. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks win 136-110. What's going on, Nostalgic? Black-esque, what's going on? People forget Bridges struggled with a shot last year. When he arrived last year, he worked through it, though. He will again. Exactly. Dis Rover's in the building. What's going on, Dis Rover? Latoria, how are you? El Figgy says the little chat from Shaq definitely helped Cat. Definitely, man. Different player, right? And like I said, the step back stuff is just an arsenal within his game that we just haven't really seen that much this year. But that's how talented he is. Like a 7-foot big man step back threes. I mean, come on. Like I'm sure if Wemby did that tonight, they would have been all over SportsCenter. And we had that with Cat, man. Cat is just so talented. He can get down low. He can get in the post. He could shoot threes, which we really haven't seen this year, but we're starting to see this year. He could dish. You could do so many things with Cat. And the only bugaboo has been his foul trouble. And, he's been fine. He's been okay with that lately, but, we'll see in the playoffs when things tighten up. As soon as Cat gets 2 fouls in the first quarter, like game 1, round 1, people are going to go crazy, right? But I just love what I'm seeing from him. Like his decision-making, his decisiveness, his playmaking. Like he just looks like a different player. Like he looks comfortable, right? Because prior to this run, he's just been uncomfortable. And I can throw OG Anunoby in that mix as well, because one thing has been clear, guys, is that this Knicks team, what have they been consistent at being inconsistent, right? And we all just want this thing to come together as a unit, and in the playoffs, just it's go time, right? So OG, he can do this every night, right? And clearly, when you take out a high usage player like Jalen Brunson, I think his usage is at like 30% this year. The ball's gonna move more, way more, right? Like clearly, and OG was prime example of that. Like he was prime example of that. He was kind of the one taking it upon himself, going in the paint tonight and dominating, and the threes just open up the floor for everybody. So yeah, man. And then Josh Hart, man. I mean, what can I say? Amazing game, man. Amazing game. You take it. I love it. I love it. Right? We all wanted a dominant win. We got it. We got it. 45-25. I think they're like 2 games ahead of their win total last year. So the weird season continues. But I love it, man. Anytime you get 38 assists as a team, you 49 boards, 44% from 3, perfect game, man. And this is what they're capable of, you know. And if they're making their threes, this is how they look. They can give you 136. They could drop 136 on your head, right? Now, Josh Hart is not going to hit 5 threes a game. Alvarado's not going to hit 4 threes, so you get 9 from between both of them. So that was a plus. But, yeah, man, fun game. Fun game when the Knicks started to take it more seriously and then play some defense, right? The Pacers were just like NBA Jam, balls on fire, Indiana, right? 1 shot missed from Josh Hart tonight. Incredible. Johnson, what's going on? Great game for Hart. He could shoot well, but he needs consistency. Yes. Yes. And to be honest, to be fair to Josh, he's been shooting the ball really well this year. Was going through a funk, though. And obviously, we do these post games after every single game, right? So we judge these games. But he was going through a funk. He was going through a funk. Alvarado was going through a funk. Bridges is now going through a funk. This happens in a long season, right? Bridges is the punching bag, right? Because of what we gave up for him. It's always going to be like that. Always. Especially, but James Edward, he was on Cats and Shoot, I think the other day or 2 days ago. He said that there's some within the Knicks organization that want to see Landry Shamet in the starting lineup and have Mikal Bridges off the bench. Now, the back pages would be insane, crazy, the overreactions to that. But I found that interesting because if you put Mikal off the bench with Alvarado, Clarkston, and allow his usage to go up, because Mikal's usage is there's only one ball. Like you got to go to OG, Cat, Jalen. There's only one ball. So if you put Mikal off the bench, his usage would go up, and I think it would be beneficial for him. I would say try it, but again, I don't think he does it. Like you could try it within the game. And they have been trying within the game with Mikal in the bench unit. But it's been the slow starts, right? It's been this Knicks team coming out the gate like they're sleepwalking, right? And we're always like, what the hell is wrong with this group? Like, do they need another coffee before the game? Do they need a motivational speaker before the game, prior to the game? What do they need so they can stop coming out of these basketball games flat? What is it? And we've always been trying to pinpoint that. Loud and Clear says Landry struggling as well. Yeah, with his shot, Landry struggling tremendously. Nostalgic, Mikal needs to come off the bench. Nostalgic says everyone plays with effort when they are getting the ball. Exactly. Your confidence goes up. The ball is moving. It's not sticking. And to be quite frank, I think this Knicks team, which is why I like I like Tyler Kolek in some of these lineups because this Knicks team plays really well with a point guard that is getting everyone involved and, getting everyone in their spots. And when OG sees the ball go in a couple of times, different player out there, right? Tremendous player out there, superstar out there, right? The same goes for, Hart. The same goes for, I shouldn't say Hart because he does many other things without scoring. But you guys know what I mean. So, Buzzer Beater says, send AP in the locker room for another pregame pep talk. AP came up in here and dipped. I haven't seen him since, Buzzer Beater. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support as always. If you're new here, hello. My name is Anthony. Do post games after every single game. You New York Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers 136-110. Josh Hart with an absolutely incredible game. As you see him right here, the passion. This was after the and one. 136-110. 33-7. One missed shot for Mr. Josh Hart, man. One. It's games like tonight that tonight was a fun game, right? We haven't had many of these. Like, we haven't had a fun watch in a while. Our last fun watch, I shouldn't say a while. Our last fun watch was in Denver. But it's always been like close. The Knicks have to claw their way back, come back. The game versus Houston, the riveting comeback in the fourth quarter. It hasn't been like a full 3 or 4 quarters fun basketball game. As a fan, this was a fun one. And look, I know even though I'm saying it was against the Pacers, guys, they struggled against the G League Warriors team. They struggled against the Utah Jazz. So I'm taking this one. This is how it's supposed to look. Right? So, yeah. And look, the Pacers, they shot 45% from 3 still. It's incredible. 17 of 38. Obi Toppin. I got to be honest with you guys. I know this is off topic here. I do miss Obi. I do. I miss Obi. Didn't get his fair shake with Dibs. Had to fall out with Dibs. I miss him. I feel like he was the one guy that I feel like we should have try to make it work here. Him and Quentin Grimes, even though Grimes was given his chances and just didn't really do anything with his chances, but I miss Obi. Loud and Clear says, think Josh gets the hard hat? Yes. I think Josh does get the hard hat too. Yeah, I think he gets the hard hat. He was incredible, man. Or even Cat. Cat got 4 stocks tonight. 3 steals, 1 block. I don't know how much Mike Brown looks at the stocks, but Cat 3 steals, 1 block. Hart 2 steals. Alvarado 2 steals. How many steals total as a team? 13 steals as a team. Team stats. Wayne says, I agree. I like Kolek also, but hard to get him run when all of our guards are healthy. Yeah, that's the thing. Now with the resurgence of Clarkston, Kolek is not going to see the floor in the playoffs. He's not. Fast break points 20. Points in the paint 62 for the New York Knicks. Love that. Great win, man. Great win for the squad. Did what you're supposed to do. You handle business. You take a look at the standings now. You are 45-25. 20 games over 500. 20 games over 500. Game behind Boston. I still do think they finish the 2 seed because we have one more game versus Boston this year, and then we win the tiebreaker. And look, Boston doesn't really have a hard schedule as well, but we'll see. Like, I think it's 2 or 3. Like, we're not finishing 4. Cleveland is 3 games behind us now. I don't think we're finishing 4. It's 2, 3. And hey, like 5 games behind Detroit. I mean, call me crazy, but it's 2 or 3 for this Knicks team. It's whether you're going to face the number 6 seed or whether you're going to face a play-in team. And right now, we've been talking about it. If the season ended today, this changes daily. Because yesterday it was the Raptors. 2 days ago it was the Raptors. Today it's the Magic. El Figgy's not going to like this. But if the season ended today, the New York Knicks would face the Orlando Magic in the first round. That would be a grind, a battle. MSG South, though. I still do think we get them. Gentleman sweep, maybe. But I know a lot of Knicks fans would like to avoid the Orlando Magic in the first round. But I said after, during the postgame last year, maybe look at the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks have won 10 straight. Like, who would have thought? Like, it could be a Hawks matchup in the first round. So it's very fluid right now. It's very fluid. Nothing's a given. Hawks come out of nowhere and have won 10 straight games. It's crazy. So, but yeah, 13 games left after this? Rasul, what's going on, Rasul? Hope all is well. Salute, Rasul. Johnson says Obi was underestimated in our team. Many Knicks fans believe this. Black Ass says you miss Obi. He must have been defending you in a pickup game. I do, man. Like, I'm just talking real. Like, I liked Obi when he was here. Had a pretty good finals for the Pacers last year. It didn't end well. A lot of Knicks fans don't like his pettiness towards the Knicks. It is what it is, right? All right, so let's take a look at the schedule for the New York Knicks. Come on, ESPN. Can you load for me, please? Thank you. Again, you're four in a row, right? Utah, Indiana, Golden State, Indiana. Remember I said 7-game winning streak is loading. Brooklyn. God, we got 2 days off. Let's go. I feel like that deserves an air horn. I can't remember the last time the Knicks having 2 days off. I'm going, what was it, the All-Star break? That's the last time the Knicks had 2 days off? Yeah, 19th, 21, 22nd, 24th, 27th, 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 7th. God damn, we were playing a lot of games. Back-to-backs every other night. God damn. About time we get 2 days off, man. Sheesh. That's why they rested JB. Look, they're being smart, as they should. We don't need them versus Brooklyn and Washington, guys. I'll be honest with you. Brooklyn, Washington, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Cat sits the next day. Or, like, I was about to say Mikal, right? It's not happening, but I was about to say Mikal. I wouldn't be shocked. Because, it's just too late in the season for, like, something to happen, like with a sprained ankle, or, you never know. I mean, Cade Cunningham went down tonight with a back injury. They're calling it back spasms, right? We're too close, man. We don't need that right now, right? But at the same time, we want to build good habits, right? So you're kind of caught. Nostalgic says sit Mitch too. Yeah, Mitch is not playing the back-to-backs. It depends what this last 3-game stretch, right? Versus Boston, versus Toronto, versus Charlotte. It's going to be really interesting. Because do the Knicks want Like, I think if the two seed is in striking distance, I think they won it. Like, I think home court in the second round is important to them. It's important to me, right? Louder Clay says, I don't want to see the Hornets. El Figgy, Bush League, Orlando. Joel says, rest JB to the OKC game. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Rasul, Knicks look better without Brunson. There it is. I saw a bunch of that on the timeline on X at Knicks Nation. They don't look, the ball was moving, right? The ball was moving. Basketball looks fun when everyone's hitting their shots. Josh Hart, five threes. Alvarado, 4 threes. It's fun, right? But they don't look better with JB. At times they, like, I would say this. At times they do. But as a whole, they're not better without him, guys. I mean, that's clear, like, right? But at times, when the ball is moving and everyone is touching the ball, and again, credit to JB, his assists have been up this month, but they do look good. They look amazing tonight. And most of that was they hit their shots. They hit their threes, right? So Buzzbeater says 55 wins is our total, is our goal now. El Figgy says resting Jalen is also strategic. We need Jose and Kohler to get some chemistry going because of the playoffs. Because the playoffs are a marathon. Yeah. Yeah. And like tonight, Jose started and got a shot going. Right? So maybe that unlocks him. Right? But at Brooklyn, and look, I think Jalen Brunson is 2 games away from qualifying for like all NBA. I think he's two games away. He's gonna get it. 2 games or 1 game away. He's gonna get it. But the schedule is just like so light. Like Brooklyn, Washington, the Pelicans have been playing better, to be fair. And then it's after that Washington game where the New York Knicks, where I think, Brunson, I don't know if he plays the next game. I don't. The next 2. Maybe he plays versus Washington because Russell, yeah, I know. The ball movement. You're right. You're right, Russell. The ball movement is, they move the ball a lot. They move the ball a lot. That's why a lot of Knicks fare better without Brunson on the court. Some Knicks fare better without him on the court because of the pace, right? But yeah, your next 2 are Washington and Brooklyn, and look, it should be more the same, right? It should be stop playing with your food, let the guys play, let the kids play, let Kolek do his thing, Alvarado. Like, this is the time of year where, again, you don't want to push these injuries. If the guys are banged up, rest them. The back-to-back, like, our last back-to-back is the final 3 games of the season right here. Boston and then Toronto. Guarantee you right now, none of the starters will probably play versus Toronto. Guarantee you. But again, I keep going back to the 2 seed. Like, how much do you value the 2 seed over, let's say, I'm not going to say health, but over just trying to, because we did that last year, guys. Remember last year, every game was a grind. Like every day, Tom Thibodeau wanted to win every single game. Every single game. Like it was game 7, right? And that's why we brought in Mike Brown, so he can pick and choose these games where no Jalen Brunson, no Cat, no OG, and we can be well rested for the playoffs. Because let's not forget, after this April 12th game, the Knicks still have a week after the NBA season is over because of the play-in tournament. So I believe the playoffs start, the 19th or the 18th of April? So everyone that finishes top 6 will have a week. Until the play-in stuff is over with. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's crazy that we're here. I'm excited, man. This is the time of year where this is what it's all about, man. This is what it's all about. This is when this Knicks team is gonna get judged. To be honest with you, like, it's the playoffs. It always has been the playoffs, right? Regular season's fun. It's fun to go through this stuff. And clearly, the Knicks are 20 games over 500 right now. They have 2 All-Stars again. Mike Brown has them top 5 in offense, top 5 in defense over the last 20 games. They're number 1 in defense. Cute, right? It's good. Postseason, man. Right, guys. It's show us what you got in the playoffs, right? And it's always been like that, even before the season. We knew this Knicks team was going to be really good, and to be fair, they're actually, in terms of statistics, better than last year's team. It just hasn't felt like it. It's crazy to think like that. They're actually better than last year's team. It just hasn't felt like it. Right? So it's getting down to that time. Oh man. Tony says sit Brunson for the next 2 games. Yeah, I mean we don't need him versus Brooklyn, man. We don't need him versus Washington. We don't. And that would give him essentially 10 days off. Right? Plays versus Golden State. If his next game is the 24th, that's 9 days off right there for our captain. Right? That's an All-Star break. Another All-Star break. And let's not forget, this New York Knicks team will play 83 games this season. And Brunson was in the All-Star game. Right? Let's not forget that. Johnson says 2 seed is better, but may not matter much, honestly. Nostalgia says Mike Brown will be judged. Yeah, in the playoffs. Exactly. Rasul says I would take the 2 seed if possible. Nostalgic wants to play Jameson. I miss Jameson too. El Fig says I want to finish business and beat OKC in OKC. I do too. March 29th, national televised game. You would have another 2 days off. So look, this after this tough stretch after the All-Star break where it was every other night, and with sprinkle in, how many back-to-backs did the Knicks have in this stretch? I think they only had 1. No, 2. So they had 2 back-to-backs in this stretch while playing every other night from February 19th to March 17th. Right? Now, if you fast forward to the schedule now, you don't play until Friday. 2 days off. Then you play Washington Sunday. And you play them Pelicans Tuesday. Then Thursday. Then you would have, when you have 2 days off in between the Chicago and Atlanta game. And then you have the back-to-back to end the season, which I don't think this coaching staff is going to push the guys at all. So you would kind of need to have it's all a matter of if they want the 2 seed. And I think it's important. I would like Game 7 to be in Madison Square Garden, especially if we're facing the Celtics, right? If it gets to that point. I would like that home game in Madison Square Garden. I think that's important for this group because of how well we've played at home. So I think that's important. Appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys can hit up the Discord if you guys wanted to call into the show. I see Yuri waiting patiently. Get to your call a little bit. Yuri, please wait patiently up in there. Wayne says this Knicks team and Mike Brown will be judged in the postseason. Facts, exactly. Mike says we got a week off. Let's go for the 2 seed and get home court first 2 rounds. Let's go. It doesn't hurt. Right? It doesn't hurt. And, the retort to that for some people would be look, last year versus Detroit, we beat them 3 times in Detroit. At home, it was kind of dicey. Detroit came in, won a couple in Madison Square Garden. It was kind of dicey. Then the Indiana Pacers, they come in, they win 2 in the Garden. Right? Celtics win 1 in the Garden. So I'm just going through the matchups right now. Yeah, Celtics won 1 in the Garden. Pacers won 2 in the Garden. and the Pistons won 2 in the Garden. It never got to a game 7 in the Garden. We wanted it to be. It would have if the Knicks won game 6 in Indiana, but it just never got to that point. But it's always nice to have game 7 in the Garden, right? It's always nice to have game 7 in the Garden. But if they finish number 3, guys, to be honest with you guys, if there's a game 7 in Boston, I still do think they have a good shot, great shot. So, I'm not going to push the matchups at the end of the season too much and try to just get the 2 seed. But we'll see. We'll see how the chips fall, because the Boston won yesterday barely by the skin of their teeth against the Phoenix Suns. But we'll see. We'll see. Amazing game, though. Amazing game. Josh Hart. Did he get the Defensive Player of the Year, Josh Hart? Let me update the timeline. Once again, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the members in here. You guys are awesome. If you guys want to become a member, just hit the join button down below. More members-only content coming your way. Appreciate the support, as always. Wow. I just saw a World Baseball Classic highlight. Bryce Harper, tie game. Whew. Tie game. Home run. Crazy. Sorry. Sorry to throw off the post game a little bit, but here's Josh Hart at the end of the game.
5 for 5 from downtown. When did you know you were going to have this kind of night?
When I knew Jaylen wasn't playing, so he wasn't going to hog the ball.
5 for 5 from downtown. When did you know you were going to have this kind of night?
Oh my God. You see, they're pushing this narrative. Even the players are pushing this narrative. When I knew Jaylen wasn't playing, so he wasn't going to hog the ball. That's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Yeah, man, OG, phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. Just trying to see if I can... Rasul says, does Mike Brown keep his job if we don't make the finals? El Figgy says, I wanted the Mets guy to call in the Discord. This guy is pure gold. Yes, Mets 2128. I even remembered his name. I think it's Mets 2128. If you're in here, when he does call, you have to listen, man. It's gold, right? He speaks his mind, speaks the truth, curses. I know a lot of people like that. Raw, authentic, right? Going back to Rasul. Does Mike Brown keep his job if we don't win and make the finals? I think he does. I don't think you can fire 2 coaches in back-to-back seasons. Then we're starting to get to the dysfunction talk if you do that, in my personal opinion. I don't think because Mike Brown didn't make the NBA Finals, now James Dolan's going to fire him too. Then the offseason would just be a whole bunch of just negativity towards the franchise again, and it'll just start back up. Now I have to see how it looks. Clearly, if it's a decision because Mike Brown, lost us a couple of games, we'll see. But let's be real. Mike Brown wasn't this Knicks regime's first choice. It wasn't. Jason Kidd was. Jason Kidd was their first choice. Ime Udoka, they wanted to talk to him. Remember, they kept getting denied from other teams. Mike Brown wasn't their first choice. But I don't think... Slow Runner says it depends on if the Knicks lose in the first round. I can see him being fired if the Knicks lose to Miami Heat in the first round. That's interesting. It's interesting. But even so, that would be if the Knicks lose, I'll say this. If the Knicks lose in the first round, there's a better chance at this core being broken up than another coach firing. That's for sure. Right? I don't think you can just, because they're still paying Tom Thibodeau. Then if they fired Mike Brown, they're going to pay three head coaches. Then that's crazy. You're, three head coaches, two of them not to work. And I know we don't care. It's not our money. But I just think the narrative and the would be awful if that were to happen. And I personally, I wouldn't do it. Like, I would change the core, shake it up a bit before I fired Mike Brown. Because let's be fair. I mean, what, 6th in defense, top 5 offensively, number 3 in the East. Most wanted them to finish number 1, right? At that point, I don't like, if it's 2 years of the same thing and you change the coach, is it the coach again? Or is it the core? Or something needs to be shaken up with the core, right? I don't think they can run it back with this core if that happens again. But we'll see, to answer your question. Good question. Good question, but like it'll be fascinating. Like, it'll be fascinating to watch this team in the playoffs, right? But hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully we get to the NBA Finals, right? We move the goalposts. We get to the finals, and we win, or we give whoever's in the finals a good run. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't think that happens. E Money says, I would cry when this Knicks team wins a championship. Let's go Knicks. What's going on, E Money? Yes, man, I would cry. I would. Oh my God, could you imagine the parade down 7th Ave? Man, oh man. Man, oh man. That would be absolutely nuts, man. I mean, you just think. You saw people on billboards last year, posted up on billboards last year. Source says, hire Doc Rivers to recruit Giannis.
Bruh.
I'm good. Yeah, Joel. Jenkins too. Omar, appreciate the sub. Wayne says, I didn't want Thibs fired, but Brown has done a decent job so far. Yeah, I know. Look, I know a lot. Exactly. I know a lot of people don't like Brown. Loud and clear if he's still in here. I know he has his own thoughts on Mike Brown, and that's okay. But I like his authentic, like him being authentic in the post games, and just a different voice. Like, I know that got old fast for a lot of Knicks fans, but I like it. I like it. Joel says, Knicks in a good spot. We are, man. We're in a good spot. I'm trying to see if the defensive player of the year of the game came out. Okay, so this is regarding Jalen Brunson right here. This is from the great Ian Begley. He says, Mike Brown said he'd imagine that Jalen Brunson will be back on Friday versus Brooklyn. So all that talk about that we just talked about, Jalen Brunson possibly missing the next 2 games. We'll see. He said he'd imagine, but we'll see. I wouldn't push it. Slow Runner says, I missed Dave's press conference. Dave's was much more of a fun quote. Let's get to some of this audio.
Did you know you were going to start, and how did you get prepared for such a great game?
In the morning, like, they said JB probably not gonna go, and the first thing was, when they said that, I was like, oh wow, I'm in the Garden gonna start. So it was pretty special. I just got my mind ready, like how I always do, but I knew it was gonna be special when I get to call my name and in the Garden.
Shout out Jose. Wait a minute, I forgot I got the drop.
Hell, he can't handle no basketball. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, he just get the ball and put his shoulder down, but he not no point guard.
Guys making jokes. Guys making jokes. All right, let's get to Yuri in the Discord, man. Let's get to Yuri in the Discord. He's been waiting. Let's get to him in the Discord. Yuri, welcome in to the Knicks Nation Discord show. How are you, my good sir?
Good, brother. Good. Good win tonight.
Yes.
Don't care if it was against the lowly Pacers. Payback for game one. Straight up.
Payback for game one.
Yep.
I would need more than this, Yuri, for that. But I hear you.
True. I hear you. Confirmed by Mike Brown, Jordan Clarkson is taking Mohamed Diawara's minutes. Jordan Clarkson's back in the rotation, and I think it's a good move to include him back in his rotation.
Yeah, Diawara has been playing with Clarkson a bit, but come playoff time, like we've been trying to dissect the minute distribution, and
Right.
I don't like it. Depends on the matchups, right? It depends on the matchups. Like I think Mike Brown has a luxury of picking and choosing depending on the game, depending on the matchups. Like okay, I can go to Mo D, I can go to
I
Jordan
noticed
Clarkson.
that too.
So
Throughout the year,
yeah,
he's very matchup heavy.
yeah,
You saw the double big lineup come out. When Jay Huff came out, you saw some small ball action too, some 5 out. When the Pacers put their 5 out. He's very matchup heavy,
yeah.
from what I'm understanding. And I think one of the problems we had with Tibbs last season was he would always keep the same starting 5 out there. Hell, he would even go back to it at times. In the regular season going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. It was a struggle. Even the bench, it was a struggle for Tibbs. And that's why Mike Brown is here. You know, I know he wasn't their first choice, but
Wasn't ever their first chase.
it wasn't their first choice, but I think Leon Rose and the front office wanted somebody else in here that was willing to go deep in their bench. And Mike Brown has done that.
And Mike Brown's doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I give credit for Mike Brown I know he got slaughtered due to that slump in January. You know, we were killing him. We were killing the players too in the process. Right? But if you look back since January, and if you want to talk about the players meaning too, the Knicks are, for the first time, top 5 in offense, top 10 in defense. They're in single digits for the first time, man.
Yep.
We never had that under Tom Thibodeau.
Nope.
So, part of me says that the Knicks made the right choice, but I need to see it go through in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And it's a great stat. It's a great stat.
Right. Great stat. It puts it into perspective, especially with the bad stretches they've had lately, starting off slow.
Mm-hmm.
You would think to yourself,
that's what it's all about. Go ahead, Yuri.
it's a great stat.
Yeah.
And in general, you want to see this from the Knicks. And now you can afford to sit a Jalen Brunson. You can afford to sit a Mikal Bridges if he wants. You can afford to sit an OG Anunoby. You can afford to sit, I don't know, Mitch or Cat. You can give the players rest now because now you created a gap between yourself now and Cleveland. You want to win these games, Ant.
You do. You want that 2
these...
seed, Yuri. You want that 2 seed. You want to build good habits. And, yeah, that's a good, like, the top 5 stuff, the defensively and the top 5 offense never happened under Thibs, right? So, you know, for everyone that, you know, has their, what's the word I'm looking for? Has their doubts about Mike Brown. I mean, he could just put that out there for you. And, like, I think A-Level, appreciate you for becoming a member at A-Level. He says, no coach in NBA history has ever had the task of bringing a team to an NBA Finals right behind the 5-year coach of a previous coach who took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, yeah, we're obviously he's going to be judging in the postseason, but I like what I've seen, and if you kind of zoom out, I like what I see from this next team. Yuri, appreciate the call. Let me get to.
I will say one thing though,
Go ahead.
before you go to the next caller. Whatever happens in these playoffs, if the Knicks get knocked out first round or second round, the coach is not getting fired.
Yeah,
I have to stress that to the people in here.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not getting fired. And I'm going to tell you why. This is his first year as a Knicks head coach. You don't want to fire your second head coach because now you're going to have Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Clown, or Stephen A. Biage flipping the blame on the players and flipping the blame on the organization. You don't need that.
Yep.
I think what happens is that the Knicks core is going to get retooled for the next upcoming season.
I agree. Yuri, you're awesome, man. Appreciate you. Let's get to Adam. What's going on, Adam? How are you?
Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on? How are you? Hope all is well. What you got tonight? Big Knicks win.
One day at a time. Yeah, I was dissecting it last week. What's going on with the Knicks with Mikal Bridges? But like I wrote in this, I wrote in a statement before, and I keep saying it over and over again. Winning is a mindset. You could have the most physical, or you could have the most talented team on the court, but if they don't have a mentality of winning, they ain't gonna go nowhere. So you could have players that know how to hustle and get wins. You don't have to be physically gifted, but have a mindset of winning and doing the right plays. Um, um, that's all I'm worried
I
about.
love that.
I mean, I'm not really worrying about the Knicks. I'm just worrying about their mindset going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Talk about it, man. Like I think, look, lately they've been struggling against these, teams, the G League Warriors, and the, slow starts have been creeping up and rearing its ugly head. Tonight was a better step in the right direction, right? I mean, obviously without your captain, the ball is moving a lot, moving all over the place, but I think this team is built for they're built for that mindset you're talking about, and a lot of Knicks fans haven't seen the like last year they were like every game, every night they were going crazy for their coach, for Thibs, because Thibs had them doing that. I think a lot of people this year haven't connected to this team as well, but we know come April, right, Adam, it's gonna be fireworks, right? We're gonna be excited again, and hopefully that they do have that mindset you're talking about, and I think they do.
Yeah, and I'm not really on a job, to be honest. As long as I've been a Knicks fan for a long time, I'm not really worrying about. You could tell when a team is just a pretender and a contender. I believe that this team, once they get their mind right, they're gonna go far. And they got the players to beat any team in the NBA, even OKC. They have the players, it's just their mindset, knowing how to play with each other. Know when you have a day off, give it to the next man. I think that's what was wrong with Mikal Bridges. And I think he lacks too much, and he doesn't have the mindset of just attacking. I said Brunson being his best friend to just tell him, no, listen, man, do your thing, get the rock. If you have to sacrifice me, go ahead. I just want you to get into a groove, come playoff, which I know he will. But I mean, you got to have the mindset in order to win. That's what made the Bulls great, LA great, Detroit great. They had a mindset, of going there and knowing they could beat their opponents. And I hope everything goes well. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I hope everybody's well. Hope you well. And good night, brother.
Appreciate you. Always welcome to call in. Thanks for the support, Adam. Have a good night. Appreciate you. Yeah, look, Mikal, I agree. Like, sometimes he doesn't seem like he has a mindset, right? But as I'm saying that, I feel like I'm doing him a disservice by, just forgetting about the moments he had last year in the playoffs, right? And I like you guys know, like I'm kind of on. I'm not on I'm kind of on cruise control, to be honest with you. I just want to get to the playoffs at this point, man. And have these players build good habits, right? And, yes, will they probably have a couple of bad wins? Yes, the OKC matchup in next week or in a couple of weeks, we'll be focused on that. The Houston matchup, we'll be focused on that. The Boston Celtic matchup, we'll see if Tatum's even playing or if the Celtics have just been like, look, we don't care about the 2 seed. We just want to be healthy for the playoffs. Like, you can have the 2 seed. I think Mikal has the mindset, but I think at times he does get lost within this offense and within this group, right? Which goes back to, what I've been talking about of him just not fitting here. But, a few big moments can change everyone. A few big moments can change everyone. If he leads us clearly to an NBA championship, he's hitting big shots left and right. He's winning us games. He's winning a series, kind of like what he did last year. Like, although I don't know, because a lot of people just forget about those moments in the playoffs and just think that it really hasn't worked out. And to be honest with you, he struggled. Like, he's averaging like 6 points a game in his last 7 games. It's stupid. Like, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, it all matters in the playoffs. And I think he'll perform well. He has to. I don't think he has a choice. If he wants to stay in Nick, he has to perform in the playoffs. Because if he doesn't perform and other players like Shamit and Mo D are playing better than him, then you know what's gonna happen this summer. But right now, all we can do as Knicks fans is hope and pray that he'll perform better. And I think he will. That's all we can do right now. Because he is struggling. He's not someone worth those picks, I'll tell you that. He's not. And it's always going to carry. It's always going to be with him, those picks. And maybe that's what he struggles with. But in terms of his mindset, yes. I mean, Mike Brown even spoke about it after the game. He said, Mikal needs to start generating easy buckets. He needs to start going to the free throw line, generating contact, seeing the ball go in. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're talking about Mikal Bridges here. That's not his game. Like, it's not who he wants to be. He wants to fade away from the bucket. Like, he that's not his style. Like, he's been in this league too long to just all of a sudden change his style. Right? And that's why I think, honestly, putting him on the bench with giving him a higher usage and maybe boosting his confidence, does that boost his confidence or does that just completely break him? Right? I don't know. So, Eddie says Bridges does not belong here. I think I'm not going to go as far as to say he doesn't belong here, because when the trade happened, and even earlier this season, he was awesome. On this channel, I said trade them another pick. I uttered those words. Trade them another pick. Talking about Brooklyn. I said that multiple times. Trade Brooklyn another pick. Give him another pick. Because he was playing really well. Like, really well. Just goes through these funks. Right? Just goes through these funks. Appreciate you guys in the chat once again. We will be doing a podcast tomorrow. Chris and I are back doing a podcast tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in to that. Hit us up on Apple, Spotify, the YouTube channel. Appreciate A-Level Films for becoming a member. Shout out to you. You're awesome. Thanks for the support. Thank you all for the support. Your New York Knickerbockers demolished the Indiana Pacers. Jose Alvarado won Defensive Player of the Game, so it wasn't Josh Hart. It was Jose Alvarado. Shamit is just showing off, man. Mikal was always in the forefront of these pictures. Oh, Deuce McBride. Positive injury update for Deuce McBride. He is doing contact. He is practicing a little bit. So Deuce McBride, and even Ian Begley tweeted that McBride is looking like he will be ready for the playoffs. That it's in exactly a month. So you can throw him in the mix. He will definitely play. We definitely miss his shooting, defense. McBride was having a really good year prior to his injury. And that is a very positive sign that Deuce McBride is back pretty much taking on contact. Deuce, man. I'm happy to get Deuce back. Sohan with the St. Patrick's Day hair, the green hair. Clarkson. Pacome. Modi. Jalen with the leprechaun green in the back. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to the boys. But yeah, Deuce back practicing. Anything else I missed? Did I miss anything else? I hope I didn't miss anything else. Let me check my notes. Yeah, just a positive day. CJ, what's going on? A positive day as a Knicks fan. You know, you got the Deuce injury news. You demolished the Pacers. You know, your game back at Boston. Great day. Great day to be a Knicks fan. Elfiggy says, hope Deuce will be ready because playoff basketball is a different animal. Yeah, as soon as you wrote that, I thought about the block against the Celtics, man. It's plays like that. This Knicks team is so diverse. Like, they have so many different players that contribute in many different ways. Like, Mike Brown can throw out, like, with Deuce back, man, like, Mike Brown can throw out many different lineups, man. Like, Clark's is playing well. You can't take him out the rotation. Alvarado, what do you do with him if he's playing? Well, he's going to be an energizer bunny for us. He's going to give that pace. He's going to provide, you know, offense at times. He's going to provide speed at times, fast breaks at times. Mike Brown's going to have some tough decisions to make with this rotation, right? And it's going to be interesting. I think Chris and I will probably talk about that more tomorrow in depth. But, like, when Deuce is back, like, in the playoffs, you're not playing 9-10 guys, right? At least maybe you are. Like, we're just not used to that. Oh, man. Like, I'm just used to Thibs, 2 guys off the bench. That's it. So, CJ says, look like cool Mo D, confidence slipping a bit. He's going through a rookie wall. Mo D's going through a rookie wall, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. But for the most part, he's been really good for this Knicks team, right? 20-year-old who just exceeded all expectations this year from me, from anybody. Like, I thought he was a year away. He's been having a pretty good year. All we can do is just hope that he continues to grow, right? In the playoffs, maybe Mike Brown can test the waters a little bit, throw him in there for, like, let's see how he reacts in the playoffs. If it doesn't phase him, I think he'll be fine in the playoffs. But if Clarkson continues to play like this, Alvarado shoots like this, Deuce is back, Mitch, Shamit, like, those are your guys. Like, I don't know if Mo D gets his time, gets his shine in the playoffs. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be I'm not gonna sit here and go crazy for that. Like, obviously, if there's a situation where we can need his size and need his offense a little bit, clearly. But this is the very early. Well, I didn't know this was blocking my face. All right, so if the 2025 regular season ended today, fun matchups, man. Fun matchups. Knicks Magic, huh? Cleveland Raptors. So this changes daily. Man. Spurs are just winning and winning and winning. It's funny how we have the secret sauce against the Spurs, but nobody else does, huh? Fun matchups, but again, grain of salt, guys. This season's still not a ways away, but you're kind of getting the sense. You're kind of getting the sense of who the Knicks would play and where they would finish. 2-3, either the Magic, Heat, now the Hawks, right? Or the Raptors, one of those teams, right? And I'm okay with that. A lot of people prefer not to play the Magic in the first round. But A-Level Film says we don't make it past Boston last year without Bridges. Yep. It's true. It's true. And let's not forget, he had some big plays in Detroit. Let's not forget that. The putback, he had some big plays in Detroit, right? And this team doesn't enter the season with the same expectation without winning that series. Dropping flames in here. Appreciate you in here. Thanks for the support as always. Yeah, look, that's exactly what I've been saying. Bridges is a huge part of what we're trying to do. Whether you hate him, whether you love him, right now he has a bullseye on him. He does. All the weight, it seems like it's on, not weight, but all the talk. You have Stephen A. Smith talking about Mikal Bridges, blaming Jalen Brunson for taking less money and bringing his boys in here and yada, yada, yada. Oh, man, I hate that show. It's always something, man. No one else gets talked about like how we get talked about in the national media. Nobody. And I'll wear that because we are the New York Knicks. Our expectations are through the roof. It's a New York market. Let's go. Like, people want us to win an NBA championship already. They're fast forwarding everything, right? We've been a winner for the last 3 years. We've moved the goalposts, right, the last couple of years, and we're just hoping to do the same this year with the new coach. And if they do, then it shuts everyone up, including Steven. Right? TA says, of course he is. That's why Mike Brown hasn't pulled him from the starting lineup. Yeah, Mikal's important, man. Mikal's important. So, yeah, let's end this season with a bang. Good habits, and let's just go from there. But yeah, if I were to pick my favorite opponent to play against in the first round, it has to be Toronto, right, guys? It has to. They're barbecue chicken, man. They're food. It would have to be Toronto Raptors. We own them. That would be the perfect opponent in the first round for this Knicks team. I feel like anyone else, like the Magic, I feel like that would be possibly a 6-game series, maybe a 7-game series. Call me crazy, but I feel like the Magic would be a team that would be willing to take out one of our guys just to benefit themselves. And Al Figgy has convinced me. The Heat, I don't think they have enough offense. I would put Toronto, the Heat, then the Magic. That would be on my list, but who knows? All right, guys, let me get out of here. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, subscribe, like all the good stuff. At Knicks Station on Instagram, at Knicks Station on X. Look out for the podcast tomorrow. Chris and I are going to be talking about this win and the possible Deuce McBride return for the playoffs. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Shout out to the members in here. A-Level, appreciate you for becoming a member during the stream. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Honestly, you guys are awesome. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow talking more New York Knicks. I'm Anthony. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang!